All right, we're going to be hopping into taking flight. Now, I completely missed this panel. I was in the community booth area for sure on this, so let's hop right into this. Taking flight. Man, I haven't flew in so long.
Hello, everyone. Is my mic on? Okay. Can you hear me?
How's my
Fine.
mic keep popping on? Oh, that's why.
These are the wrong slides. Hang on. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Yogi Klatt. I'm a principal vehicle programmer at Cloud Imperium Games, and I focus on space flight and space combat. I really love my job, so this is why I'm really excited to show you the progress that we did on Squadron 42 in the last 2 years. So there's two things I need to say here. First thing is, we're doing a live demo, and the build is about 12 hours old, so there is a good chance.
Oh.
There is a good chance for bugs, which, well, if you see them, just look away. It will be fine.
That's cutting it down to the wire for
the
real.
second thing is, I'm not flying myself today.
on my
It will be
foot?
Brent Gunzinger. He's using a setup of 2 VKB sticks, so left and right HOSA setup from VKB,
Okay,
and he's also using the fantastic tilt.
It's funny he mentions that because I just asked a question the other day on my Twitter, which, by the way, Subvagio. I've been asking what are the best sticks to get right now. I'm looking at the VKBs and I'm looking at the Verpals, which I get those two. I don't know why I get them mixed up. Maybe because it's the V and the Verpal and the VKB. But I was looking at the Verpal Constellation Alphas, I believe. And what are the name of the VKBs? It was like was it Omni? I'm not sure. But I'm leaning more towards the Verpals. I pretty much got them in the cart. I know they're expensive. I'm going to be doing dual stick. So if you guys have those, please let me know. Or even any of the VKB recommendations. I'm coming from some X55s because I'm ready to hop back in the game. But I need sticks. I was flying with mouse and keyboard before. But give me y'all stick recommendations, especially on those Verpals. Because I got them sitting in the car. I'm just sitting there waiting. I'm like, do I really want to do it? But everyone I've talked to swears by them. But like I said, they're just a little better than VKBs. Maybe I could just go with VKBs, but get a cheaper price. But I'm hardcore when it comes to this flight sim stuff. So I really don't care when it comes to price. But let me know.
Device. So we'll swap during the presentation between using head tracking and not using head tracking. Yes. So, but the good thing is, the relationship between you and your starship, it doesn't start when you take off. It starts way before that. There's a lot of stuff we do now in pre-flight. So please welcome back Ines Caldas, who will walk us through that process.
Is this working? Yes, okay. Hello everyone, it's a privilege to be here back on stage to tell you all about what you can expect about the player interaction experience inside your cockpit. I've told you before how we've been working towards improving the player interaction experience all across our game. And we wanted to bring these improvements to what happens inside the cockpit. So we wanted to give you a greater immersion and Okay, yeah, the slides are not, sorry about that. Yeah, so you want to give you a greater immersion and give you a closer experience to what pilots go through in real life, not only when you're flying around your ship, but the moment you take your seat at the cockpit. So to achieve this, we've created, when you enter your ship, you'll be put in what we call a new relax pose. So in this pose, you'll have free look enabled. So
Is
you
this
can
the
easily
Gladius?
look around the cockpit and your dashboard. The prompts will be showing over the buttons so you can easily find the ones you have to interact. And you, the pilot, have to press all the different buttons to get your ship ready for flying. And the character hands will
Space
be lowered away from the
DCS.
control stick. So all of this blends neatly into our new player animated interaction system, whereby any button is now physically pressed. So this new system uses what we call a CDIK approach. This stands for code-driven IK, or inverse kinematics, and gives full control of the IK setup to the code. So this, among other things, allows us to record the path of the hand relative to its target. So we can have more detailed animations than just simply blending the hand into position. So for example, we can open a flap and then press the button.
This would be
But,
so
enough
cool
of
in
me
VR.
talking. Let's go jump into the demo and see all of this in action. So now. So Brand very kindly will get us into the ship while you'll see the new enter sequence. And you'll see the new animations we have been working on.
This looks so awesome. This pyro. Whew. I haven't seen my Gladi in so long. I haven't hopped in her. The Gladys is one of my favorite ships from last time I played, which was years ago. So a lot probably has changed.
So you can see now that you won't directly grab the control stick.
What's that big ass ship back
this
there?
on this relaxed pose with free look enabled. And you can see the different prompts appear over the buttons. So let's get this show started and get your ship ready for flying. So
Oh,
Brian, if you
that
could
looks
close the
so
canopy,
much
so
better than that
we'll fly
jank.
around with that open. Power our systems.
Like the looking around and trying to get the little animation. I hate doing that.
And finally, turn our engines.
Oh.
Yeah, so you are now ready for flying. So we will be bringing all of this to all of our ships in our fleet.
That's a
And
Starfare.
that's all from me. So please join me in welcoming to the stage Tony to tell you all about the new UI.
Oh, that looks so clean. It seems so much less busy.
Hi everyone, my name is Tony. I'm senior UI programmer here at CIG. And I'm here to explain some of the spoilers that you saw yesterday about our new ship UI. So, are you ready to see the ship UI in action?
Do it. Show me now.
Right. Bone, play the demo. Brand, continue with the demo.
I'm about to say,
So,
Bone about to
as
be
you can
messing
see
up.
already, this ship has less intrusive UI, with more space to enjoy the stunning vistas that planets can offer, and less cluttered views so you can focus during combat. This also means that the UI elements are now more relevant to the situation, linked to the operator mode. For example, when we change to scan mode, the crosshair has scanning information about your target, and even the MFDs have changed. Some of these elements can be customized, but we'll see more about that later. For this demo, we're showing the UI developed for this Gladius. Basic information related to navigation will always be available on your view, and this Gladius displays all of that with holograms around the dashboard. But other ships may have different layouts and styles, on brand with the manufacturer. For example,
I like
Drake
that.
makes more affordable ships, rather than fancy and probably expensive holograms, may use physical screens, dials, and
You know, I actually love that though, because Drake has this. It's like it reminds me of like an 80 aesthetic, like with the retro. I love that, and a lot of people shit on Drake, but that's what I love about Drake is that retro style look that it has on their computers, and then it just gives me like if you look at some like the Russian helicopters, like a Hind. Or what's like that Apache? Like I don't know if you ever heard of a Tiger. It's like a double-seated helicopter. Drake reminds me of that. But yeah, I love that every ship manufacturer is going to have their own look, and then of course, like Origins is going to be like you hop in a freaking Mercedes Benz. Like to this day, that thing is screened out on the dashboard, lights. Like I would love to get his G-Wagon, but I'm digressing. But you guys get what I'm saying. Like the insides look so awesome, or versus if you go in like a pickup truck or some shit, it's not going to be as flashy as like a freaking Mercedes because it's a luxury car.
light indicators. This dashboard shows your current speed, the remaining afterburn, and some decoys available. On both far sides, we have status indicators that will show things like if your landing gear is on or any other flight systems. Worth mentioning that we have prototyped these for the demo, so right now they're holograms, but on the final design, these are going to be physical screens. On the far left, on the top of the dashboard, we have the indicator of which master mode and operator mode are you on. So let's change that to combat and talk about these new MFDs. So we have reworked all of these MFDs.
Hey, y'all let me know how master modes is. I had people tell me it was kind of trash. But I'm curious. I haven't played, so hopefully I get to see for myself soon. But some people say they don't like it, but I know it's the first iteration. We gotta let them cook. We gotta let CIG cook and trust the process.
These from scratch with brand new views using our UI technology building blocks. We can still navigate through these MFDs using the classic mouse interaction, holding F and then moving the mouse. On the left here, we can see the scanning view, which is going to show information that you obtain when you scan a target. It may show information about the ship name, the pilot name, or even the current operator mode of your target, so you know if they're just chilling around or they are ready to fight you.
Damn.
Cycling to the left one, we have the target status, which will focus on emissions, damage, and orientation of your target. We'll see that in action later. The next one, continuing to the left, will be the self status, which is contextual. So during navigation, that will show your current fuel, but during combat, like right now, will show information about your guns. You can click on the gun, and you can see basic information about that. You will see the name, and you can also see in which group they are assigned, which Yogi will explain later. On the MFD on the right side, we have the power management, where we can distribute the power of different systems of the ship. You can click on the triangle and move it around to change the distribution, and you can turn down the total power of the ship that will generate.
I never used that before.
It works. So when you change the power management, you will see now a triangle on top of the radar to show you the changes. Now, instead of using mouse, you can also use key bindings to select MFDs and cycle through the views, which might be faster when you are in certain situations like during combat. And for those pro players out there, we have added about 100 key bindings, and I mean 100, to navigate through all of these systems.
What?
So you can fully customize how you want to navigate through them.
100 key
really
bindings.
hope
Damn.
that's more than enough to use on your keyboard, on your HOTAS, or even on your game class setup. But if you need more,
shit, I don't even think I have 100 buttons. Let me see.
Anyway,
well, yeah, on my keyboard.
I think
That's a lie.
Need even thus many shortcuts.
No.
In this operator mode, we now persistently save which views are shown on each MFD. So you can customize what's important to you for every situation. So as an example, during combat, you might want to have target information on your MFDs, but maybe when you change to quantum travel, have your current fuel, spend some time on the configuration screen, for example. Let's talk about this configuration screen. We're going to have now here a variety of options, from customizing UI elements to enable systems of the ship. We may see some of these later in action with Yogi. These settings are now available on this screen, not in the global settings of the game, for quick access. So just as a warning, expect changes on the settings that you already know, but we'll tell you all about it when we have it ready. And the important bit about this is that they will persist to your ship. So you can keep different setup of which UI elements and even ship systems enable for how you personally use each of your ships.
Oh. That's going to come in handy.
Now, some of you might be thinking that these Gladius doesn't have enough MFDs. Can we enable the top setting? For those of you that you want to see even more information, you can now cast versions of these MFDs.
Oh, that's clutch. See, I love options. So if you want to fill your damn screen up to your low heart content, you can do that. That's what I'm talking about.
For this, you're going to need to equip the appropriate helmet, so it's connected to your ship, and I can get all this information.
A helmet? Hopefully I can use glasses too.
So you can select which cast do you want to control and how to cycle through them. So you can pin views that are important to you that will move with your camera. So as you have seen, if you're aiming at the target or if you're moving with your head tracker, those views are going to be always with you.
Dude, let me tell you, I used Track IR for the first time at CitizenCon, and that thing is so cool. Sometimes it gets a little discombobulate. I wish it was like a quick off button. Sometimes you can't use it. But that thing was tracking my eyes. Like, you no longer need the thing to hang off your headphones. When I was moving my eyes at something, it would go to it. One of the coolest damn things I've ever seen. I don't know if I'll get one. Because some of these VRs that are coming out, they got eye tracking in them. I'm still waiting on a new VR headset. It seems like it's been real stagnant on the VRs so far. I'm just not impressed with the ones that's been coming out for a while. But yeah, that Track IR is pretty dope. I don't know if I'm gonna get one. I'll see.
With all these tools, you can customize your experience and have it ready for every situation that you encounter with your ship, always displaying the relevant information to you. So for example, during combat, you may want to have all the UI elements enabled, all the pips, all the crosshairs, so the information of your ship on the physical MFDs, and maybe focus on the target information on your cast, so they're always on your view. But maybe when you go to quantum travel, you can turn those casts off so you can enjoy the vistas.
Hell
That's
yeah, I
all
want
from
to enjoy
me.
the vistas.
Now we have MFDs ready, and let's bring Yogi back to tell you all about flying your ship. Thank you very much.
Okay, at this point, our ship is fully powered up, ready to fly. Pre-flight is complete. So Brent, please take off, put the landing gear in, and bring us out. Have you seen the interaction? This is great, isn't it? Okay, so one of the problems we always have in
Smooth as hell
space
taking
games
off.
is to produce a sense of speed. Space is big, and the sense of speed is always produced by small things going around you. So although it's not very visible here, the VFX team has actually added space dust. So in the future, you can tell where your ship is going, even without looking at instruments. Another thing we're focusing on as well is G-force reactions. So Brent, if you could come to a stop for a second.
Man, it still looks like the Gladius flies smooth.
Like that, and you strafe left and right. You have these small head motions that basically make your head and your body react to the G-forces they're currently enduring. We're actually increasing them now. We also added rotational G-forces into the mix. So if Brent is now rotating the ship to the left, you also can see that your head is swaying a little bit. Things get a
Oh, okay, I
little
like
bit
that.
more interesting when Brent is actually taking boost into the mix. So we now boost forwards. We now added a camera shake. We added FOV changes. And this all then plays together with the other things like, the other exhaustion effects that we have. So overall,
That
the
looks
ship should now
good.
feel a little bit more reactive than before. The same thing, sorry.
The fuck was that jumped out?
At the same time, we reduce the extensions that that the look-ahead code is doing.
Man.
So, we basically narrowed it down a little bit so it mixes better with G-force reactions, so that even when you don't have a head tracker or something like that, it will still feel pretty good. But this is just a minor change.
This made me want to hop back
We
in my
also
Gladius
improved the
now.
flight controls themselves. So take a look at the speed gauge, for example. It's a little bit twitchy today. What that speed gauge is telling you, the number that's currently moving, is what kind of
I just
speed
noticed that is
flow
on the
Brent
top.
is actually putting in. If he puts his stick all the way forward, the left one, you will now be able to see and read the number that you're asking IFCS to speed and forward momentum. This also allows us to bring back the sticky throttle we had pre 3.5, where now, if you play with mouse and keyboard, you can press W and S to increase and decrease your speed and let go of the key, and the ship will not automatically come to a stop. Of course, this is all completely configurable, so you can enable that or not if you want. Oh.
I don't know how that's gonna feel on mouse and keyboard.
Okay, Brent, give me some hard flying now.
Feels like you missing out on the feeling without sticks.
Okay, so
Ooh, look at the
another thing we changed
Gladius.
in the flight model is that we actually looked at the tri-coding exploits. These are really important for PvP and racing players among you.
Bro, the
Because
flying looks so
tri-coding is a
fun.
mathematical problem that we're trying to resolve. On some ships, when you tri-code, you get actually up to 50% more acceleration. That huge difference actually makes a lot of the ship difference meaningless.
Yeah, I gotta
So
hop
we're
back
cutting
in,
back on
dog.
those.
I gotta
So,
buy these sticks ASAP
the
so I
first
can.
implementation of that is already available in the master mode testing areas in 3.21, I think. But we're improving the algorithm right now so that it actually is less punishing. in future master mode builds. This is actually a current version, so as long as you go roughly forward, you get the full Gs from your back engines. Okay, so now the biggie in the room. We're talking master modes.
Whoops.
Master modes is by far the biggest change we're doing on the ship gameplay. In general, all of your ships will be put into, or will get a master mode setup. And the master mode is affecting basically everything surrounding everything on the ship. The ship itself, the flight model a little bit, but specifically the items and what they do. And there are two master modes we're going to talk today about. One is SCM, which stands for Space Combat Maneuvering, and the other one is Navigation. So let's look into SCM. SCM is the mode that Brent currently has active. So you see the, Brent, can you go into the indication, please, for the master mode? Just point with the
I hope they don't overload it for single-seater ships. I hope it ain't too much.
Yeah, so this is your current master mode. It says SCM. When you use SCM for basically all the gameplay that is not traversal. So combat, mining, salvaging, you're using it for that. You have full access to your combat system. Your shields are working, your thruster boost is fully active, your weapons are working. It's the high performance, high alertness mode that you're in. However, we will heavily restrict how fast we can go. We can go with your ship. Okay, Brent, go to full max speed. So this Gladius on max speed and SCM can reach about 225 meters per second. That might seem slow compared to what you have in the Pew right now, but it's still pretty fast. However, you can extend that speed. Brent, if you just go forward and boost. So the Gladius can extend up to 550 meters per second. On this slide here, you can see the speed spaces we're talking about. So if you're just flying around,
I just don't want a space joust, dog. That's
you can reach the 225 meters per second. If you boost, you can reach up to 500 or 550. However, that boost space is not spheric. That means if you boost forward, you reach higher speeds than if you boost backwards. That is really important for space combat maneuvering because
you know the Gladius was my second ship I ever bought in this game.
Actually punishes backstrafing, and it creates more interesting combat maneuvers. The PvP players among you, they basically call this encouragement to closing the gap, which is basically more forward-centric combat, which is much more exciting than backstrafing and just trying to get some shots on. It also forces you as combat players to commit to the decisions you did earlier in the fight. So it's going to be, we think it's much more exciting.
I'm so glad I never got myself so hooked into the flying because they didn't change this so many times.
SCM, when you need to fight, when you want to fight, or when you need to fight, right? The thing with the master mode switches is that they do not happen instantly. They take a while to move over. So we're now going to put our ship into the second mode, which is navigation. So navigation mode is basically the opposite of SCM. What this does, it gives you a high-speed, low-performance mode. Your shields, they will collapse. Your weapons will not be able to fire. Your defensive systems will not be functional, but you have higher speeds. So in nav mode, you can still reach the speeds of what you have currently in the PU, something, I mean, depending on the ship, sometimes 1,000 meters or 1,400 meters per second. But all your regenerative systems, so regenerating the weapon capacitor, your thruster boost, will be inhibited. So this means when you want to go fast, you need to be very, very careful when you want to swap over. So imagine you're in a fight and you want to escape. You should not do it right away, because if you just swap to navigation mode in the hope to flee, you are being left with no shields. And the first thing that will go offline when you are hitting with distortion guns is the quantum drive. And that is important because the quantum drive will spool automatically up when you enter nav mode, and it will then unlock the higher speeds. So this means when you're in nav mode and you're fighting, you're very vulnerable, so you should get out as fast as possible. Luckily, navigation mode not only allows you a higher speed, but also gives you access to the new quantum travel experience, which we're going to show in a minute. So that is nav point that you see there on screen. This is the point where I want to go to and quantum travel to. Before we do that, I need to quickly explain what this is about. So currently in the PU, when you quantum travel from A to B, you're actually not really moving. You're going on a spline, and you're teleported in every frame along that spline. So there's basically no meaningful gameplay we can add there. The new quantum travel experience is fully physicalized. Physics is always on, which means when you quantum travel from A to B, you're actually accelerating using our awesome physics engine. And because it's physicalized,
I never knew that.
it gives us a lot more meaningful gameplay we can play with. So Brent will start the quantum travel in a second. What will happen then is your quantum drive will initiate the jump. You will see an effect that distorts the space around you, and you will accelerate forward. During the acceleration process, and so this is the time until you actually reached your cruise speed, the ship will experience forces, and you as a player, you're responsible to counter these forces. So there is an element of failure. Okay, Brent, let's show that. And take your hands off.
Damn, this is like a real sci-fi Star Wars type ass jump right here. Oh. Oh, that's nice. That is nice.
So what you just saw is basically the failed attempt to quantum travel. Brad wasn't countering the forces, therefore he was thrown out, the quantum bubble collapsed and threw you out. Your ship doesn't like that. IFCS needs 5-6 seconds to recover from that, during which time you're just tumbling, right?
It's gonna be some people getting ganked.
And this is not just like dependent on your skills. If you think selecting a proper quantum drive doesn't matter in the future, think again. If you want to take care of your quantum drive, you want to repair it and keep it in good shape. So if you buy a cheap one, your travel will not necessarily be faster, but it might be harder. Okay, so Brent shows how it's done properly.
Oh, that's so damn pretty. Can't wait to see this shit in action.
The bubble is locked. You can now go hands off.
Oh, so they was locked in that whole time traveling?
Okay, so there's a second variant of quantum travel, and this is for short-range jumps. Sometimes you jump somewhere or you go somewhere, and you see the next point of interest is like 1,200 kilometers away. We're not going to force you anymore to travel that by hand. You will use a technique called quantum boosting. It's a quantum-based short-range jump for like something between a couple of 100 kilometers to like 30,000 kilometers or so. When you use quantum boosting, the process is practically the same, but the quantum bubble will not stabilize itself, so you need to be hands-on for the whole time, and the speeds are naturally, well, slower, but it's not slow, it's still quantum traveling, right? Okay, so Brent, can you boost to, oh, reinforcement needed. Yeah, let's go there, let's boost. Oh, actually, sorry.
Shit, too late now.
Okay, so what Brent is currently showing here is, I think I forgot to mention, quantum boosting works in every direction. You don't need nav points.
Oh my God, thank you. Oh, nav points used to feel so janky looking for them damn things.
Brent is awesome, thank you. Okay, so now please boost to reinforcements needed. So if there's enough point that you boost,
that is
the quantum
such
travel system will pick
an
that nav point
upgrade.
to go to.
Damn, look at that planet.
Welcome to Pyro 3.
Oh my God. Phew. That's clean as hell.
As you can see, there's a lot of UI happening right now. There's a lot of context there. And this is not an online demo, it's a single player. So that means all these units there, they're friendly and hostiles, they're probably fighting with each other. Which is a good segue to talk about AI improvements. And there's one man who can tell you all about AI. This is the man with the nicest legs at CIG. Well, please welcome Diego Marty Mason.
Hey, he's talking about the nicest legs at CIG. Damn, they getting busy down there. Bro, them planets are so damn pretty now. Holy cow. And I thought they
So
were
who's
good
excited to see
before.
the new AI changes?
Good lord.
Hi everyone, as Yogi said, my name is Diego Marti Mason and I am the AI programmer.
That's a
focusing on
cool
combat
ass
combat.
name, ain't it?
Over the past year, we've been working on delivering a thrilling experience to the AI encounters. Let me first walk you through our journey. We first started looking at the current AI behavior in the PU. We quickly realized how uniform
They
fighting
called it pet.
and how we were not using all of the tech available to us to make a more interesting experience. We had the foundations, and we wanted to learn more about how you, the players, do your combat encounters in the verse. So we did this by getting combat recordings, analyzing videos, and internal playtesting, where we were hammering each other for hours. It was fun, unless you went up against experienced fighters like they are. Anyway, with all of these data, we started crafting the first prototype with the focus of bringing that human behavior into the AI brain.
I kind of like
When
that
the
javelin
first version
color.
was ready to be tested, I handed it out to one of the best internal pilots in the team, Yogi. So Yogi, what do you think about my first prototype?
It was an exercise of humility. It was an exercise of humiliation. I hated it, and I blame Diego.
Oh shit, they good?
So this was due to the AI being able to keep a good range control and a perfect orbit around their target while maintaining a constant firing solution. Come on, it's a computer. We learned a lot from our initial prototype, and it really helped us to define what we wanted to deliver. A combat experience where the AI, yet challenging, makes mistakes.
So I love some good AI.
We want players to leave every combat encounter with a feel of satisfaction by encouraging you to keep on the move and make use of the vehicle systems available to you, so you can at least try to win the fight. Let's see how we brought this new iteration of combat to life. We broke down in multiple stages. The first one, interception. Then the main engage phase, which we broke in different tactics. Strafer, jouster, chaser.
Oh, they still
And
got
finally,
jousting going on.
Let's switch to the demo.
Nope,
As
I'm
you
out.
can see, Ben has encountered a skirmish. Let's talk more about the combat flow there.
Do I hate space jousting so bad, dude?
Okay, we will start with interception. After acquiring the target, the primary aim is to close the gap with the target. If the AI is already near the target, the interception phase is skipped completely. If it's too far, it will tell the AI to use the new master mode to swap into navigation mode and make use of the full speed to chase. Swapping back to SCM mode when we are in a striking distance. That leads us to our second phase, engage.
I wish this game would run smooth like they
PVA
showing right
selects
now.
An adequate tactic based on combat environment. These are choosing via the traits and tactic selector system. You've heard more about them in the previous talk by Francesco. So let's talk about the Strafer. As this is a 6 degrees of freedom game, it's the natural combat shape adopted by pilots. We have related the same behavior to our AI, ensuring also that orbits are close and adding variations to include rolling. Strafers will break combat if they cannot keep an orbit. So now we see how the Hammerhead is being attacked by Hornets. These Hornets are jousters.
Damn, how many Hornets is
Jousters consist
attacking?
of performing
2?
straight-in attacks, while outputting a lot of firepower.
Oh, about 3 of
Going
them.
through, smooth turning, and repeating. We added variations for the more skilled pilots, like skid roll attacks, that provide a spider-like flight path.
Man, Hammerhead's
Jousters are
eating that
also
shit.
good at monitoring for back strafers, so if they cannot get into strike distance, they will just break. And finally, the Chaser. Now, Brain is going to get there in a second, but the Chaser is going to be the Cutlass, which is following one of the Hornets and is allied with the Hammerhead.
Oh, I like that. So
Now, we are really
he's
far
the
away, 10 kilometers.
Cutlass is helping push some of them Hornets off of him. Okay, I like that. Chase them motherfuckers around.
So the Chaser, it will try to always stay on the target 6. The idea is to force the target into a defensive stance by making them turn into the Chaser. This maneuver will be seen mainly in squads and atmosphere combat. The final phase, which can happen at any time, depending on the combat situation, is disengage. This phase is trigger based on constantly listening to multiple events in parallel. To name a few, critical health, damage to shields, or weapons depleted. There is also a shorter version of disengage that we call pace breaks, which occurs during long periods of combat due to fatigue, nature of the combat encounters. These pace breaks are short, and the main objective is to perform a simple maneuver to gain a new advantage position and strike again. This new flow is what encompasses the core of our new AI Fly combat experience, in combinations with AI traits that will give designers the tools to tailor each combat encounter in the verse. Like, for example, they can choose the ACE traits that will allow AI pilots to make use of all of the ship's angular velocity so they can keep a more precise orbit. So for some of you out there, it's going to be a good challenge. Well,
these things are probably going to wreck
we've
me.
been mainly focusing on fighter behavior. We've also started to follow the same process to other ship types, like gunships and capitals. In the near future, we want to deliver experience.
This definitely looks a lot better than what I remember, for sure.
That unless you bring the right combinations of tools, meaning ships that are equipped to take down capital ships, you will get demolished by the
This looks like a fucking space brawl.
After all of the feedback, in our first internal playtest, we've received a lot of constructive and positive feedback. And Yogi's not longer being destroyed by the AI, so I think he likes it a bit more. Thank you, everyone. I hope you enjoy the new AI. And back to you, Yogi.
These things are whooping each other's ass. I love it.
Thank you, Diego. Okay, so now we're going to talk about, we heard about how AI makes my life hard. Now let's talk about how to return the favor. We're talking weapons. So, the weapon and aiming systems in squadrons, they went through a lot of changes. I can only mention a couple of them, so I will go through them relatively quickly. First thing on our to-do list is basically weapon tuning. At the moment, almost all weapons in the PU are practically the same. In Squadron, that's not the case. Almost all weapons have different properties. They have like different projectile velocities, different DPS numbers. But they're not just different in terms of these numbers. They also feel different. Remember the cinch cannons from like a couple of years ago? They were they were very powerful weapons, but they were extremely easy to use, which made them meta weapons. So we're going to bring the cinch cannon back, but we'll make sure that the amount of work you put into these cannons in order to employ them is on par with the other guns. So there's a lot of stuff that we're going to do to make sure that weapons have a lot of pros and cons and avoid meta. Specifically for this build, Brent is equipped with a I think a close and burner laser repeater. Can you fire it once? Yeah.
Some of these guns look like ballistics. They ain't wasted no ammo.
Weapons on the wings, which are Gats ballistics. Gats cannons, size 3. With one push, they're actually firing 2. So we're also gonna have burst weapons, and so on. Okay, cool. So a problem we have in space games is controlling the engagement ranges, because we want to bring the fights close. But the problem is that, well, how do I put this? Weapons usually, in order to bring them close, what the game devs usually do is they just restrict the ranges. Like in the PU, a lot of the weapons have exactly a range of 1,400 kilometers, which means often the fights occur at 1,399 meters. This is not a good way for us to control the weapons. And we tried out things like damage fall off, so that bullets get more damaging the closer you are.
These ships must be invincible because no one died yet.
So we're going to do a couple of different things with that in the future. Let's see when the graph comes on. Okay, so show of hands or show. Which of you has an Ares? Okay.
I got rid of mine.
As an Ares pilot, you might know the following problem. You have a target. You're going to aim at it. And then you... this is... What the... Okay. I need to go back. Okay.
What the heck?
Some stuff not there anymore. I don't know. What happens when you aim with your crosshair over the pip? Is that you actually not aiming at the pip. The legacy system gives you a pip which does not show you where the weapon needs the pip. The new aiming system actually produces the pips based on where the weapon sees them and reprojects them on the target. That means the aiming information you're getting is actually much, much more precise. And this is a very interesting, sorry, I said the completely wrong thing.
Wait, what's
I'm
going
sorry,
on?
I'm nervous. Okay. Controlling weapon ranges, sorry. I'll do it now, sorry.
Yogi, funny as hell.
Okay, sorry. Okay, controlling ranges. In the future, all the weapons will get much, much longer ranges. Size 1 weapons will fly to up to 5 or 6 kilometers before the despawn. The way how we do this, how we do this is we're adding spread. Because spread is for us is a very good indication on how to control the ranges. This is not a one-to-one relationship there, so don't worry, you won't get like spread with like 20 degrees offset or something like that. Don't worry, right? But if we compare the spread of the weapon with the target size,
That's how it works in first-person
weapon is
shooter
on range.
games.
we know when you actually are close enough so that the majority of your hits can hit. And we're telling that.
Oh, I like that.
By the aiming system now. So Brent, let's go back to the demo. If you get a green pip and a green crosshair, it means you have a high chance of your weapons hitting the
Oh,
target.
hell
If Brent
yeah.
takes a little bit of a step back and waits until the pips and the crosshair turn red, this does not mean that the ship is out of range. You can still hit it, but you
Now, I hope this is what happens with this now. Now, some guns, obviously, like in an FPS game, shotguns up close is gonna decimate, or snipers, I could hit. So some of these guns, like I don't know the different guns in the kitted out. I don't know any of that stuff because I haven't really looked into that until they nailed flight myself. But hopefully, like certain guns can go further ranges, and some of the short range guns do real good up close. But you're screwed if you're far away. I'm hoping it gets into that.
might waste bullets. This also has the benefit that, I'm not sure if you saw that before, but if you look at how many bullets are in the air, you're actually getting a lot of bullets, a lot more bullets, and it just looks a lot better. Okay, Brent, just kill these guys now. Bam!
Oh,
Oh, well. Okay, so that was this one. Okay, a thing you might have seen is that Brent is loaded with size 3 guns on size 3 gimbals. That means we're removing the M-1 system. That the reason for that is the original intention of like controlling the performance between joystick and mouse players just didn't work out, and the new aiming system is flexible enough to deal with these differences. So we're just removing it and keep going. So next point, pip grouping. If you have different weapons with different projectile velocities, you will get different pips. Because merging the pips makes no sense for us anymore, because the weapons are gonna have vastly different projectile speeds. So if Brent, for example, enables all the weapons now, you get separate pips. So let's talk a bit about pip optimizations here. And this is the thing I messed up before.
I'm
Again,
really
who is
curious for atmosphere.
If you aim at your target, you get a pip, right? Your average owners know that. You aim at the pip, you shoot, you miss. And this is because the pip is not being shown where you need it. In the future, we're actually offsetting the pip where the weapon sees it and then reproject this onto the crosshair.
It didn't do that before?
And when you then hit, you hit. No, when you then shoot, you hit. And this is, of course, also communicated by the aiming system. So when the pips turn green and when the crosshair
I always
turns
thought
green,
it already did that.
Okay, so now to the actual best part. We cannot take down this hammerhead. It's too big for us.
That's what she said.
The weak points on the hammerhead are the turrets. The way are we going to do this in the future is with precision targeting mode. Brent? Enable precision targeting.
You know, it was funny. It was drama. I remember seeing on, I think Reddit, they were talking about how quick this out of Gladius killed this hammerhead. I think they boosted up the stats just to take it down for the demo. But people got pissed. Like, oh, how did the demo die so... I mean, the hammerhead died so quick in the demo. Like, oh, that's not going to happen in game.
There we go.
Damn.
What this does, it does 3 things. You get this full zoom on the target. you get a lower RPM of your weapons, which increases or decreases the spreads for more precision.
I want to snipe
And you
fools
get
on
the
my
painting
ship.
mechanic. Anywhere where you put your crosshair on that ship, it will tell the gimbal system where to aim at. So if Brent now attacks the turrets,
Oh.
your aiming system will automatically lead the shots.
Oh, yeah.
Bam! One turret down.
Damn. This must have been the part they were talking about, because they did take that out quick.
Okay, so this hammerhead now understood that it's not good. That doesn't stand a chance right now.
Damn.
But this will be the way how you in the future will fight
Damn.
sub-targets and so on. The good thing about this, it also works.
Poor Hammerhead
even
got his ass
without,
whooped.
Painting the target directly, so you can do very, very precise warning shots. And there's no aim assist that kind of like destroys your aiming processes. Okay, so the fight is now over. Sorry, I need to rush this a little bit because I messed up stuff before. And we're gonna look at Pyro 3. Okay, Brent, switch to nav mode and bring us down to that landing spot.
I like how the little
Pyro 3 is
radar is
also
doing a little
called Bloom.
flick.
It's a very big planet with a nice atmosphere. And, oh, something wrong with the throttle. Oh well, something's wrong with the throttle. We'll try to go down as fast as possible though.
Oh, so he turned. Did this come on in atmosphere, or did he turn that
That's a
on? This
gameplay
thing in the
about
middle.
bugs. Okay, let me go there now. Okay, yeah, steeper angle, that works. Okay, so the
Dude, look at
the
these
thrusters on the ship,
clouds.
they do not like the they do like the vacuum of space. Well, we're talking spaceships here, right? And we have thruster efficiency curves on these thrusters. So at some point, especially the MEF thrusters, they will cease working because they don't like atmosphere. They will overheat very, very quickly. So there's the question: what happens when you go down to a planet and you want to rotate your ship with your thrusters off? Well, we'll see. Can you go to external view? Can you waggle your tail?
Oh.
Okay, back first person. Okay, so what you see here is the new aerodynamics model. Because obviously our
Let's
stick is
go!
so, we can't be as fast as we want. Actually, Brent, can you try W and S on the keyboard?
Oh,
instead?
I'm gonna get my Top Gun on now, boy.
Oh, it doesn't work. Oh. No, it doesn't. Yep. Okay. No, the stick is affecting us. Okay. Anyways, we're gonna go down as far as possible. So the new aerodynamic system is a complete replacement of the.
Oh, is that the
system you currently
VKBs
have.
acting up?
And you need your control surfaces to actually turn the ship around. It simulates the airflow over your lift surfaces.
These pretty
and
ass
therefore,
mountains.
The slower you become, the less effective those control surfaces will be in order to turn your ship. So we can demonstrate this. So if Brent just sits here and yaws left and right, you will see he cannot go further than that. That is in line with what real airplanes also experience when they're trying to use the rudder to yaw left and right. So what Brent can do here is he can roll and he can pull to actually change his direction.
Oh man.
Okay,
This is
so
gonna be
just
great.
for this demo, we added a button. The button is called thruster disconnect, because at the moment in the PU, when you go through a planet, you're using the thrusters to rotate. We're not doing that anymore. So Brent, disconnect the thrusters, please, and put the ship into a purposeful stall. A stall happens when the airflow over a wing ceases, or over a lift.
We're gonna be
ceases.
stalling?
And then at some
Oh,
point you will
boy.
not have any authority anymore, and your ship will not turn and so on, and you will basically fall out of the sky. That is naturally a state that every plane wants to avoid naturally, right? And this is happening right here. Brent is not able to use the control surfaces right now because the ship is in a process of stalling. However, the airflow will pull the nose back into the wind, and once you have enough speed, he can
Oh,
actually, well, he gets authority back over these control surfaces.
yes. Oh my God, these mountains.
That
Oh,
means for you as players, what you can actually do, you can do aero braking, you can do pure gliding if you want to. You can even do like competitions like, I don't know, like drop ships out of orbit and then see how far they glide. This is all possible with a new system. So let's talk about the
wow.
problem. How do you come to a stop now? To come to a stop with the new system, you need to purposefully put the ship
Oops,
into a
sorry.
stall. But don't worry, when we don't have the thrusters disconnected, IFCS will help you. So you're gonna bring down the speed more and more until you're reaching stall speed, which is about now. And then the thrusters will kick in and catch you. That means, however, you are now in a state that the thrusters don't like, right? So at the moment we have turned this up, but in the future you will not be able to hold this for long. So if Brent, for example, now from a hover, strafe is left, more left, more left, more left. The wind flow again pulls the ship over, and you go
Oh,
forward again.
that's gonna be nice for ground vehicle gameplay. Cause I was getting worried about the ground vehicle stuff.
Okay, so now Brent, now show us how to come to a hover, and do we have some water here? Oh yeah, there's our point, okay. Highway to...
Dude, the flying looks so awesome.
Okay, so there's our landing point. Can become a little bit slower, I don't know, 100 meters per second. So we're trying to land somewhere here.
It's gonna land in the water?
Whoa, look at this.
Oh yeah, that water though. Was that like
Yeah,
a?
that water's great, like, awesome. Okay.
It looked
so
like
now we're
a
coming to
rear view camera
so
at it.
now Brent will try to land with a broken throttle.
If I spend all this money on some sticks, that shit better work. But I don't know if it's the sticks or this
He's
build.
a little bit here by the landing gear, so he has landing gear out, I think, because that automatically enables precision mode at the moment, so that you're a little bit slower. But you can of course like turn this off as a player, and then you come smoothly down to a landing. The best way to land your ship is in decoupled, because you can just like very smoothly land it on the surface. And clunk. And now you're gonna power down the ship using the new interactions.
That was a smooth ass landing.
Engines off first. Then we're in the relaxed pose again, as Ines showed before. Power off.
I wonder how many shifts I gotta go back and do this for. Woo.
And the canopy off. No, open, not off. Don't put the canopy off.
Look at that view
And get out of the
though.
ship. And probably go for a swim or something.
Too bad other games that came out
Okay,
this
that
year
was a bit
can't
of
do
a
this.
Buggy, bumpy ride, but thank you for taking the time with us.
Oh, that is amazing. I would have took a screenshot of that.
And we'll see you in the verse. Thank you.
Bruh, that got me geeked up to fly a ship now. Like that. I haven't really seen no ship flying, but dude, that looks crazy. The little things they do to add to a better overall experience, that's just amazing, dog. And I need to grab me some dual sticks for sure. I'm hoping they can throw that in there maybe by this year, but I doubt it. That's gonna happen because they just said that was a fresh build they did a couple hours before this presentation. What was it, 12 hours they said or some shit? So yeah, that's wild. But I'll see you on the next one.